Okay, right. Now, I did do another video about customer service with PC Curry's World. 41 minutes long, but this is a short one for the outcome. I think stuff should be made to last longer. We all know about obsolescence, and the worst thing is the perceived obsolescence, where they will work out how long you will have something before you will think, oh, I'll just get a new one. So that's really scary that they're spending millions on trying to figure out how long it is when you go, Well, what I'm telling you is, don't accept it. Don't accept warranties. You have certain rights given to you by the governments on acts that these things should last longer, okay? And you must use them. Do not accept it when they say, it's out of warranty, sorry sir, we can't do anything about that. Do not accept it. When they start telling you, oh, we'll give you £70 for depreciation, you hit them with the, and this is what I did, as far as I'm concerned, it's not depreciating. If it still works, it's not depreciating. And that's what I hit them with. So you've got the Fit for Purpose Act, okay, which is if they sell you something and it has to be work for a period of time, the Fit for Purpose Act, if it goes wrong, you can use. You can Google all these. Don't ever take no. Speak to management and speak to higher management, okay? We basically had a Daewoo fridge freezer that was rubbish and didn't even last 3 years, okay? Outlived its 24-month warranty period though, and they wanted to fob us off. So I said, I'm going to take it to PC World, throw it on their doorstep, and then film it, put it on YouTube. So, you've always got to remain calm. Don't swear at them. Don't tell them they're useless for selling you a Daewoo when it should have been a Baco or Beco one. Okay? Always stay calm and just give them the facts. Don't tell porky pies. Give them the facts. Okay? The problem we had was Daewoo are no longer in Europe. So, you can't, a lot of them, they say, oh, well, that's a manufacturer's issue. You've got to go back to them. And the same thing. Okay, you turn around and you start writing to the manufacturers. Manufacturers will probably go, oh, well, it's the seller you have to go back to. That's usually what happens. Either way, do not take no for an answer. And if it means you have to drive to their forecourt, their head office, and deliver it on their doorstep with a little YouTube video, this is what we've got to do to make these things last longer. Okay, so they basically tried to fob me off on the last video, which is quite funny to watch. I then said no, spoke to a manager. Granted, the manager did ring me, and that was the escalation centre manager, okay? So try and get into the escalation centre where you're not happy, okay? So this manager rings me up and said, yeah, well, you've accepted the 70 quid, which we hadn't. And considering the item cost 260, 70 pounds is not relevant, okay? And they said, oh, well, you've had it for 28 months, it's not good enough. No. Right, don't accept it. Just say, no, I'm not accepting it. Okay, what I hit them with is we lost about 150 quid's worth of food, which isn't the money, it's the waste to the planet and the environment, throwing all that food away. Well, the dogs seem to have rather a lot of better food because a lot of it defrosted, but we fed it to you. So, we lost about 150 quid's worth of food. Also, I had to chuck it all in the bin and it was horrible. So there's 150 quid's worth of food. There's the cost of my time taking the old one into PC World and delivering it in their forecourt. I told the shop that I was going to do that, and they were just like, oh, well, if that's what you feel you must do. They didn't really seem unhappy that I was going to do that. The escalation team, on the other hand, sort of thought, well, yeah, it hasn't lasted as long as it should have. You've lost 150 quid's worth of food, which I would have claimed for, because you've got a small claims court you can take. Just because it's a massive company doesn't mean you can't take them to small claims courts. Okay, so 150 quid's worth of food, my time to deliver a faulty item because it went wrong, okay, deliver it to their forecourt I was going to bill them for, and then I was just going to go and buy another one like this one here, this Grundig with a 5-year guarantee, and bill them for that as well, and just take them to small claims court. Check it out online, it only costs you like 35 quid to do it, and take them to a small claims court. I did explain this to him. He did kind of think, I'll get back to you, and he did. He rung me at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening the same day, like he said he would, and said, right, this doesn't seem right. And he basically said, well, hang off driving into the busiest forecourt that you can and deliver it and get your son to film it on YouTube, and then we put it on YouTube. He then came up with the £70. I said that I'm not accepting that, because as far as I'm concerned there was no depreciation, because if it was working like the cooker we got from them, there is no depreciation. It's still working as good. If this lasts 20 years, there'll be no depreciation on it because you'll still be using it. But the problem is they design these things to go wrong. So that's the problem we have, and this is how we're going to save the planet, because they would have been quite happy to throw that fridge freezer away because of probably a control panel, a switch or something else that had gone wrong, just because it was out of warranty. So fight them on the warranties, and then you're fighting to save the planet. The manager, going back to the escalation team, I did hit him with the Consumer Rights Act is the other one. So you've got Fit for Purpose and the Consumer Rights Act, which give you a bit of clout in law. You can read them, you can go online and look at any of these acts on the Gov websites and go through it and just read it and pick billet notes out, so when you're on the phone to them, always speak to a manager, don't go to a numpty. If a numpty says, look, oh, no, you're out of warranty, say, right, I want to speak to your manager. And if that manager doesn't do anything, speak to his manager. Now, I did ask for the escalation team's manager, because he was pretty good. We basically ended up getting the full amount for the 2.5-year-old fridge freezer we had, the full amount on credit, which is fine, because I gave him the option of repairing, replacing, okay? And I gave him the option of doing all that, and I wouldn't care. As long as it worked, I wouldn't care, okay? But we managed to get the full amount in a credit note, so we went in and got a nice big Grundig rather than Daewoo, and we used that amount. We did have to pay 100 quid extra because it was quite a bit more expensive than what we had, but we had that credit note, and they gave us like a gift card voucher for the 100 and what was it? I think it was 230. I think they gave about 180, 190 pounds worth of gift voucher thing, which we could use in store, which we did. So don't ever take no. Threaten them with the Small Claims Court. Threaten them with the Fit for Purpose and the Consumer Rights Act, and then go from there. Excuse me. So don't ever give up, okay? And if need be, like I said, get your cameras out. We've all got cameras on our phones. Most of us have children or friends that can film you. And go to these places, speak to the managers and say, I'm going to turn up, film it, put it on Facebook, put it on YouTube, put it on Instagram, and deliver it back to them. So let's try and save the planet. Let's get manufacturers to try and build things that don't depreciate and fall apart after 2.5 years. And don't accept warranties. Do not let them fob you off. Be really strong and check out the 41-minute customer service video that I've done. All right? So let's try and save the planet and get things manufactured properly. Cheers then. Bye-bye.